like we're already carved out right here. If I just cut out the rest of this section here, just kind of cut that out and then sunk this filter in just a little bit where there's. Welcome back to the workbench where we try to make things. We're continuing to try to make today is Monogram's Heavy Chevy Chevelle kit. This is the one that we're building for a buddy, well, for a buddy's buddy. So I think we're calling this the Heavy Chevy Chevelle Buddy's Buddy kit build. There we go. That was going to take some practice, but I think that's the title we're going with. I don't know. Let me know if you have a better name for this down below. But where we're at right now, where we're at right now is actually step 3. So we're putting the motor into the chassis. And I know what you're saying. I can hear you already. Hey, there's a bunch of stuff missing. And I know there's stuff missing. And we'll talk about that. But first, let's talk about what's not missing. And well, I guess the biggest part that's not missing is the chassis itself. So I primed and painted the chassis. And right now it's just black. Now it's going to get obviously weathered and all that kind of stuff moving forward. But it is primed and painted, and the motor is installed. And I've added the fan with a fan clutch. And what's weird about this kit, so the fan sticks way out. Hopefully you can see that. It sticks way out, and it's not weird. It makes sense. Well, what's weird is they didn't provide 2 fans. So there's only 1 fan in the kit, and it sticks way out like that because you have the option in this kit, as y'all probably know, of putting a supercharger on it, and then there's the extra belt, the charger belt, that goes right in this empty space. If we're not running the charger, if you're running the charger, the belt would be right in this space coming up here to the charger. But we're not, so we're just left with this kind of empty space, and it looks like one of those spacers you used to could put in behind a fan. I did it back in the day because you're trying to get your fan moved forward into your cowl. So I guess that's what it's kind of looked like. But to me, I don't know. I thought about shaving it down, just sanding that gap down, that space down. But then I was afraid when I moved it would obviously move the fan back and look more appropriate. But I'm afraid it would move it out of the cowl because I looked forward and I looked at the parts, and the fan cowling is very thin. So I think and then that might look funny because your fan wouldn't be. Anyways, so I just left it like that. It is kind of the way it is. I do still need to build a little alternator bracket that's going to go here, but that's something that's not there. We're talking about things that are. And what is I went ahead and painted the, oops, let me get over here so you can see. I went ahead and painted the oil filter. I painted it black. I figure we'll just make it look like a Wix, since that's kind of basically the go-to filter these days. We'll make it look like a Wix filter that's in there. I don't know what kind of filter he actually runs in his car, but that's what he's getting. I don't know. The other thing I did is I shaved down the distributor that was here. And then this is one of the distributor caps, 3D printed, pre-drilled caps that I did. It's one that I 3D printed, and it's pre-drilled. But I went ahead and the best way I feel I could do it is I just kind of shaved down what was there. Which leaves kind of this, make sure you can see it. It leaves kind of this here, which is not exactly right. But it was the best I could do without really destroying things, I think. So anyways, I think that's going to work. And what else? Is there anything else that I really did to it? Not so much, I don't guess, right? So what is missing and why is it missing? That's what we need to talk about. Oh, I guess I could show and talk about, well, first things that are missing are the collectors, or I guess these would actually be just exhaust manifolds. It's basically exhaust manifold and downpipe here. I'm leaving those off until we actually put in the exhaust, because sometimes that can be, you go ahead and put your headers in and then your exhaust doesn't match up. So I'm going to wait until just do that all at the same time, which I think is step 5. Step 4 is wheels, which we've got to figure out, and we'll talk about that later. I've got to find the wheels for this car. We'll talk about that in a later episode coming. We'll save that for later. But and then the next step is actually the exhaust is going to go in. So I'm going to save putting these headers in, and so that I can get it all to match up. So that's where the headers are at. There's also, if you notice, there's not a air cleaner. And the reason being is I don't know what air cleaner he is running on it. And that's kind of a central point when you open the hood. Like, that's the first thing you see is, do you have an open style air cleaner or do you have the stock air cleaner? And this kit does not come with the stock style air cleaner. So I had the research department look that up, and the stock 396 or a 396 stock air cleaner in a 70 Chevelle is one, well, you can see what it looks like. It's where in it basically the hood closes down on it and encapsulates it, because this is 1970. This is the height of smog and all that stuff. You didn't run I mean, I had a 70 Buick Skylark, and I would run an open air cleaner, but when I went down to have it inspected, I had a closed air cleaner that I had rigged up to work with my Holly so that I could pass inspection. The thing barely ran with it on, but I would pass inspection, come home, put my open air cleaner, and it would run good again. So I don't know if he's running that stock air cleaner or an open style air cleaner. The kit comes with an open style air cleaner. In fact, it's this guy right here. This is all that it comes with, other than, the supercharger hat or whatever that, if you run the supercharger. I do also have this open air cleaner. I don't know if you remember, this was from when I was doing the Oldsmobile, it was a 71 Olds, wasn't it? The 442 build, or what we were calling the 442 build. I had this air cleaner that I ended up not using. We could use that, but that's a very obvious Edelbrock style air cleaner. I don't know. I don't think that if that's what he has. Other than that, I don't have, if he's running the stock style air cleaner, I don't have one. Now, I do have this guy, which was off of a Mustang, which isn't exactly right. I mean, I could cut that off and then it would kind of look right, but really it's supposed to be an open style. It's like a combo almost, right? Because it's the hood that closes down on it, that closes over the weather seals over the air cleaner itself. So it's not a full closure like this. I mean, but I also have this one that is actually from the Oldsmobile, and maybe we might could make this work. Now, this isn't right? Again, this is one that's already closed up. Well, actually, it has its vent here, and the hood would close on it in the 442, and then it had induction that would feed in this way, which is not right for the Chevelle. But what I thought, and tell me if we couldn't do it, we might could combine two to make that stock style looking Chevelle air cleaner. What is this thing? 396 air cleaner. I think I'm saying that right. Anyways, we can make this out of these pieces here. And what I'd have to do, like we're already carved out right here, if I just cut out the rest of this section here, just kind of cut that out, and then sunk this filter in just a little bit where there's less of this filter showing, I think that would work. My only concern is, are we getting too big? Because one, we've got this distributor back here and whatnot, and we don't want to be too tall for the hood. So I'd have to see if that would work. But I think that could work. And then the other thing we're missing, of course, is the, whoops, I just dropped it, the carburetor. Let me reach down here and grab the carburetor. The carburetor that came with the kit is this little bitty guy. Well, I take that back. It actually has this little bitty guy, which is meant for the open air cleaner, and then it has two bigger carburetors that you put on the supercharger. But as far as with this intake, you're supposed to run this little guy here. That's not even close. I don't know. That's the first time I've said it there, and it really did make me chuckle. But I do have this guy here. I do have a 3D printed carburetor that we could use, and then I think that would probably work if we were to do this guy. If we have to do the stock, well, we could make it work. It doesn't really fit in there very well, but we could make it fit. It definitely works with this guy if we wanted to do this with an Edelbrock style open air cleaner. But point being is, I got to figure out what air cleaner he's using. So I'll reach back out and see if I can find out. And then we can move forward with how we're going to do that. I'm kind of hoping he has the stock air cleaner, because I kind of want to try to make this work. I think we could make this actually look like the real thing. So I'm kind of hoping that's the option he's going with. But we'll find out. Or also, I'm pretty sure I could probably find that style air cleaner on the internet and 3D print it, buy the file, 3D print it kind of thing. I'm sure I could do that also. So that's an option also. But that's all has to wait. Oh, the other thing that's missing that has to wait is plug wires. One, I don't know what color plug wires he has. I need to reach out with that. And two, doesn't really matter what color plug wires he has because I have none. Name a color, I don't have it. So, but if once I know what color plug wires he's running, I can just go ahead and get some wire for that to get the motor wired up, or at least the plug wires wired up. I also need to find out if it's an AC car. If it is an AC car, that's gonna, man, that's gonna be tough because this is not an AC car, and I don't think it has. Looking at the instructions, like I don't even know if it has. Where's the firewall on this thing? Like it doesn't even have a fan box. It doesn't have anything. Obviously, it doesn't have a compressor or any of the, none of any of that stuff. So that would really be a thing. So I need to find out. It is in California, so it might. There's a high likelihood that it's not an AC car, right? But I'll have to find out. That'll have to find out also. But that's where we are here. I did also switch the valve covers around because everything I've seen has the filler cap on the passenger side, including the box itself. So it has it on the passenger side, even though, and I showed this last time, the instructions show it on the driver's side. And if I had looked just a little bit closer at the box, I could also see that this is actually a 454. but whatever. And I think that's why they had me paint the intake a silver color instead of the Chevy orange, is because this is actually a 454 now. It's the same block. It's the same heads. It's the same, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's just stroke and bore is the only difference between, or at least I know it's stroke and bore is different, obviously, because you got to get the higher cubic inches or the higher displacement. And then I think I read that there's like a weight on the back of the harmonic balancer. Like that's kind of the only way, but without reading the actual numbers printed on the block, it's the only way you can tell the difference between the two. Physically, they look the same. So we can say it's a 396, and it has a unpainted intake. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to work fine, but I need to get some answers about this stuff. So let me know what you think so far. How do you think it's going? Do you have did I goof anything else up? Let me know. There's a lot of, there's some good information out there. I've been getting some good comments, and thank you for those. Some really good information, especially on the Muncie transmission, which we'll get into later, I think. Which I don't even know. I don't even know if if it's a 4-speed car, if it's an auto. We're going 4-speed. I don't know. I'll ask that question too. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter because I don't have an auto transmission. But anyways, we'll find out. We'll just kind of get all the information we can get on this. Thanks for joining me. Leave me those comments down below. Love to hear from you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the hype button, do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I got a lot of stuff, messages to send and receive to get some answers here. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.